Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be hailing from. I am Eric the IT Guy Hendricks, and this is day 2 of Red Hat Summit 2023. We are live from the RHEL booth. Things are getting ready to, there you go, on cue. Love it. Thank you, Mr. Announcer Guy. We got it from here. As you can tell, we are live from the Expo Hall floor at Red Hat Summit 2023. Today, we've got a special kickoff episode as we're going to be introducing 2 Red Hat accelerators, asking them some questions. They promised to do some kernel debugging live on air, so looking forward to that. All right, they didn't agree to that, but as you can tell, things are getting ready to get kicked off. We got the keynotes coming up in about half an hour. So with that said, why don't you introduce yourself, and we'll dive in.
Hi, my name is David Yaffe.
Hi, my name is Will Darton.
Okay. So first off, first real question to ask is, you guys are Red Hat accelerators. So what does that mean? Are you guys Red Hat employees? What does that look like?
Being an accelerator, actually, we're customers. Typically, we're from various, any of the different verticals, but we're just really enthusiastic customers of Red Hat. We're just happy to use the products, share our knowledge and our experience, and kind of what we're doing every day to day with each other and with other customers that aren't necessarily accelerators. So.
Okay. So Red Hat accelerators, David, do you get? Are there any perks involved? Is there any kind of expectation to be an accelerator? What's that look like?
You have to be a community member. You have to be engaged with the team. There's about 125 to 150 accelerators right now. You have to be willing to share your ideas, share your knowledge, ask questions. Other perks, of course, swag.
Swag's important.
Yeah, swag is important.
The swag is very important. Let's see. So, so Andy, who is our Red Hat Accelerator Coordinator, I think is her title, wanted us to pass along that if you go to red.ht/accelerators, plural with an S, you can actually learn more about the program. And if you're interested, you can apply. There's a bit of an interview process, a little bit of a conversation back and forth. But it's a great program. We work pretty closely with the accelerators. In fact, our very own Nate Legger, who's producing this morning, thank you, Nate, was a customer turned accelerator turned TAM, and then we brought him over to the dark side to now work in technical marketing. But a lot of awesome. There are cookies. A lot of awesome Red Hatters come through the accelerator program. Is it a hiring approach?
Absolutely
not really.
No,
but it seems to work out that way.
There are a few people it definitely has gone that way, but definitely
It's
not.
not an official pipeline, right? Like,
No.
Yeah, in fact, it's intentionally not.
Right.
Yeah.
Pipeline for hiring.
Yeah, intentionally not a
It
pipeline.
happens that people that are passionate about Red Hat like to work for Red Hat, so
Right. Yeah, sure.
So Nate was saying it just makes sense that that's a hiring process, because you want people that are passionate about your products to come work at your company, so it makes sense. So tell us a little bit about your experiences as a RHEL customer. Has there been any interactions with Red Hat as maybe a RHEL sysadmin or something that really stand out to you?
Let's see. I've been doing this for nigh on a long gray beard here now. So 25 years as a Red Hat customer now, just about. I've been in the Linux industry a little bit longer than that, but my experience is all RHEL. That's all I've done until in the last few years. And I'm a big satellite guy, so I was until recently. I'm now much more Ansible, but at the base of it all, it's all Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and so that's what I love doing. I love interacting with Red Hat and talking to other customers about RHEL and my company's experience or my personal experience with Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So it's been a really cool journey, and now the accelerators helps me to interact with other people that are in the same boat. So for sure.
That's awesome. How about you, David?
Similar experience. 15 years as a application administrator with almost all of my applications running on RHEL. If it wasn't for RHEL, a lot of my applications wouldn't run at the level that they do. One of the nice things is we always have that planned, predictable path from RHEL 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yes, I've still got boxes maybe running RHEL 5.
I heard nothing.
Shh. Two of them, that's it. They'll be gone at the end of the month.
So do you think you get any preferential treatment, maybe with the support organization being an accelerator?
Not with the support organization, but as an accelerator, there are TAMs that are part of the group. So if we do have something that we just can't seem to get traction on, sometimes we can leverage those TAMs to figure out how we can get something pushed through. Another cool thing that's happened with me and a couple of the other accelerators is we get to interact with the product teams. And in the case of Red Hat Insights, I was part of a group that we got to see early versions of Insights working with Mohit. And as we provided him feedback, that feedback made it into the actual product, which was kind of cool. I'm currently working with Brian Smith from the RHEL team on a session later on today on Web Console. And I found a couple places where Web Console didn't align with Vert Manager. And since Web Console's aligning with Vert Manager, Brian put a couple bugs in for me to get that alignment a little bit closer. So yeah, there's maybe not real like the support advantages, but we do get little peaks, and we do get to, just like any other customer would, but we do get to talk directly to the product teams, which makes things a little bit easier.
So we just went through this little thing called RHEL 9.2, and so one of the fun parts about my job, being one of the release coordinators, I saw that, being one of the release coordinators, is that part of my responsibilities prior to general availability, prior to GA, is actually talking to the accelerators, telling them, hey, these are the features that are coming out. Where do you think you might use this? Maybe some guided experiences through the beta, and getting that feedback. But it's a lot of fun, and I love hanging out with the accelerators. A great group of folks. It's the highlight of my release cycle when I get to go and talk to them. But David, you should really consider doing some podcasting, because that was a beautiful segue into what I want to ask next. And that brings us into Red Hat Summit. Is there anything in particular you're excited about?
You want David or you want me?
Go for it. You
All
got
right,
the mic?
Cool. Actually, so it's been 4 years since the last in-person summit. Is that right? I think
2019.
So I'm a regular. I've been, I don't know, more than a dozen times probably now. So I have a lot of friends through Red Hat, and a lot of acquaintances, people I know. That this is about the only time I get to see them. So it's been really great to catch up with a lot of folks that I haven't seen. So that's the personal side of being a Unix guy. That's not usually something that we're really. This is like all the E I'm going to give, like all the extroverts coming out right here. But
Right.
But it's great. I mean, it's a great opportunity to see these people. Obviously, the sessions are incredible. I caught Amy Farley and Merrick's session yesterday on 10 security essentials for RHEL, and it was a great session. Lots of good info, and I usually walk out of here by the end, and I have like 100,000 ideas, that I have to go back and try and like dissect, like which ones can I actually do. I just come out of here with so much energy and so much passion for the for the RHEL products,
And so many new T-shirts.
so yeah, I mean, I really try. I mean, I've been doing this so long. I'm trying not to fill the closet with swag, but yeah, I'll grab one or two on the way out the door. So for sure.
What about you, David? What stands out to you about Summit, either
So
this year or
this
in
year-
the past?
This year, I did the power training, AAP, Ansible automation platform, the advanced administration training, and it was phenomenal. Travis, the instructor, was just a bundle of energy, kept the class going. So great course. Likewise, I mean, this is my 10th summit, and seeing people not only from the Red Hat community, but I'm a Fedora ambassador. So seeing my fellow Fedorans and being able to hang out at the Fedora booth for a couple hours later today will be great. So yeah, just the sessions, the knowledge gain, the ideas that you come back to the office with and try and go, which one first?
So you mentioned power training. Why don't you explain what that is for the folks joining us from home?
So power training is a condensed version of Red Hat standard training. So I did DO 374, which is, like I said, the Ansible advanced automation. And they take the 4 or 5 days worth of content, they cut out some of the superfluous stuff and cram as much as they can into 2 days. And it is cram. You are going. The cool thing this year, we also get 30-day subscription to Red Hat Online's Learning.
Oh, nice.
So I'll actually be able to go back, do the course properly, and if I can cram in other courses, I intend on doing that. 30 days isn't a lot of time, but spend an hour here, hour there, I should be able to make it through a couple courses. So
Gotcha.
It's a really handy thing for people who like to learn.
Yes, yeah,
Like you can just eat all you want.
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
So you mentioned Community Central, and I think this is a good time to mention that we'll have another session like this afternoon. We've got the keynote coming up in about 15 minutes, and then you should drop by a little bit later because I'll actually be hosting an episode of the Fedora podcast live. We got to find a different place to broadcast, by the way, because they'll be tearing down the expo hall right in the middle of when we were supposed to be live. So we'll figure out where we're going to be, but
So do you want me to wear my fedora shirt for that?
totally should. But yeah, I mean, it's a great chance to interact with different folks. I've talked to people from the Ansible business unit, from OpenShift, from run into people from like our partners over at Dell and Microsoft. Was even able to give some of our friends over at Oracle a hard time for Oracle Rack databases, 11 years ago.
Everybody should do that. Everyone.
But yeah, if you can't tell, most of us have no voice because we spend 12, 13 hours yesterday just talking to people. It's been an awesome experience. Really looking forward to day 2. So one last thing I wanted to ask you guys about. RHEL 9.2 and 8.8 just came out, and this is the RHEL booth, and this is RHEL at Summit, so I gotta ask, what's new in RHEL 9.2 or 8.8 that you're most excited about?
I'm going to be biased here because I'm about to present on Web Console. So the changes to Web Console are what I'm excited about.
Where's Brian Smith? Did he put you up to that?
No, no.
Is it just because of dark mode?
That
Dark mode is perfectly acceptable
being
answer.
being able to manage pods as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because I do so much like prototyping work is in containers, so being able to handle pods and containers, huge.
Awesome. And then Will.
Well, I'm gonna have to be honest, and I'm not 100% sure of most of the new features, but as I understand, there's definitely some Podman improvements within the platform, and so we're really looking forward to that. We use Podman pretty extensively for our development environments, for doing Ansible automation development on RHEL using development containers. So we're gonna definitely be looking into that. Always security features, right? So you got to stay current, you got to stay with the times, and so any improvements Red Hat's always making security. We're always looking out for that. So for sure.
It's awesome. So, Will, you got the mic. Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to share with the folks watching from home?
Yeah, if you haven't been to Summit, you should come to Summit, right? So that's the first thing. This is absolutely I would say it's the premier event. I've been to most of the vendor events, and I think it's one of the best events. You have the chance, especially with it as an accelerator, to meet people that maybe you would not ordinarily get to have their ear for 5 or 10 minutes at a time. And we've had some great sessions with the BU people from some of the different units at Red Hat and been able to really voice kind of what we're thinking about the product. So it's a super experience. You can't pass it up for sure.
It's awesome.
Will summed it up for me.
That's cheating. You got to pick something else.
But he just nailed it. No,
Yeah,
it really is. It's about not only just RHEL or the business units, but it's about everybody, the community. It's not only open source in terms of software, but the sharing of ideas, gathering new approaches to how you want to tackle existing problems or problems that you may see coming down the road. That's what I get out of Summit. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a great place to interact with the community, but also with engineers, with product managers, with people that you see come in and out of either our live streams, people like Brian Smith. I can look over my shoulder and I can see Andy, the head of the accelerators. I can see John Spinks, who's one of the technical marketers for Red Hat Insights. There was Tio's running around here somewhere. He's heavily involved in satellite and some other things that I can't say for another 2 hours. But I think that's a great
I was going to
jumping off
mention
point.
you
Go
can
ahead.
meet such celebrities as Dan Walsh, right? Like that
Right,
guy's
yeah,
like
Dan's
a legend,
running around.
right? And if you get 5 seconds to talk to that guy, it's the highlight of my day for sure. So.
For sure.
I stood in line yesterday for 40 minutes to get a signed copy of his book.
Right. Where else you can get that?
Dan's
Not
celebrity.
fanboying much, but I was first in line.
Hey, well, there you go. There you go. I love it. So yeah, definitely a great chance to meet folks both in the community and that have direct lines of communication into the product. It's a great place to be. Really wish you all could be here. Hopefully next year. If not, we'll bring you as much of the energy and as much of the news from Red Hat Summit that we can. So with that said, we've got the day 2 keynotes coming up in about an hour, or I'm sorry, in about 10 minutes. That was an hour ago. So in about 10 minutes, we'll put the link back in chat. grab that link, jump over to the Red Hat YouTube channel, and definitely catch that, because as we teased yesterday, some of the biggest announcements around RHEL, around Insights. Cue the announcer. Perfect timing. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Got it. Anyway, 10 minutes. Huge, huge, huge announcements coming out for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Cannot wait to share that with you. Join us this afternoon. Join us all day on Twitter, Reddit. We've got threads all over the place. Join us, interact with us, ask us questions about what's going on. We'll answer as quickly as we can. And then join us for this afternoon, where me and somebody, or multiple somebodies, are going to be talking about some of the announcements that came out today. Awesome stuff coming. Grab that YouTube link, and we will. Oh! Thank you, producer Nate. This is why we support each other, because I forget things. So if you didn't participate yesterday, we have a troubleshooting challenge. So if you go out to one of our self-paced labs, grab the red.ht link in the on the screen and in the chat. Try that troubleshooting lab. We'll give you a shout out, and you'll get some bragging rights to your friends that you completed a troubleshooting challenge. These are not easy, and I hear today that Evil Manager Scott has gone in and broken some things while you're on vacation.
Folks had trouble yesterday. We'll see how today goes.
Scott McBride?
No relation.
Oh, fictitious Scott.
Fictitious
Totally not
Evil
a real
Manager Scott. So grab that link and take a stab at the challenge. Really look forward to reviewing those results later on today. And like yesterday, we'll go through the solution a little bit. But thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to catching up later. Until then, enjoy Summit.